Hello, freak bitches. I think Chrome was very frustrated. You just couldn't get him down, so he's just pulling guard. And when he's pulling guard, he wasn't able to do anything with it.
Yeah.
He didn't even really threaten. There's not like one moment where it looked like he almost had something, which is crazy when you think about how good he is.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think if it was just a straight jiu-jitsu rule set, probably
he's on another level. He's on another level. But that's also, Jourdain is not training straight jiu-jitsu all the time like that. He's doing everything. You know, he's like, that's why his knees are so good. That guy's a nasty fighter, man. He's very good. When I saw that fight, I was like, ooh, it's a very good fight for Jourdain, I thought, because it's a good, like, high-profile opponent to show people how good he is. There's a few of those guys that are out there that are kind of under the radar that are so fucking good, but it's just because there's so much talent now. Where those guys would be like, everybody be talking about them a few years ago. Now, it's like, there's so many of them. There's so many. Every fucking division has some new guy I've never heard of who comes over with like an 11-0 record from Brazil, and he's a motherfucker.
Or Dagestan.
Oh my God, those guys. They're making them in factories over there.
Fuck.
It's crazy. They're all killers.
Yeah.
They're all killers. There's so many good guys out there in the world now.
How well can you hear those shots cage side?
Depends on where you're at. At the apex, you hear them real good.
Yeah, it seems quiet. You can hear the floor flexing, even on TV.
The apex is the best. I hear people saying, like, stop having fights at the apex. The UFC is lazy for having fights at the apex. I'm like, what are you talking about? Go there once and see a fight there. It's amazing. Some of the most fun experiences that I've had of calling fights and it being there. I've only been to the apex twice just to watch fights. No, actually once. Once at the Apex and once in Austin. So in Austin, it was for a crowd where I was just in the audience, and at the Apex, I was just sitting there watching. It was amazing. You hear the breathing, you hear the shit talking, you hear the cornermen, you hear everything. And since I was at the side, I could listen in one ear, I could actually hear the commentary too. And you're just like everything. You hear every fucking strike. You hear impacts.
The COVID fights, it was crazy because you could hear the corners too.
Yeah. Yeah, the COVID fights are crazy. But now there's, small crowds in some of these. So, like the Apex might have like a couple hundred people.
I just think you got the best seat in the house. It's got to be happening occasionally where somebody just gets taken down directly in front of you and gets the fuck beat out of them.
Oh, yeah. Well, for sure. I hear them all the time. Yeah, for sure.
How much shit talking is occurring? I mean, there's been
Depends on who's fighting. It depends on who's
There was
fighting.
A couple of Khabib, like, give up now.
Yeah.
Like, just stop. Fuck.
Yeah, that was Khabib against Michael Johnson. He's like, I should be fighting for the title.
Like, save it for later, dude. Let's talk about this later.
That was a scary one because he got him in a Kimura. I'm like, please tap, please tap, please tap.
Yeah, I can't watch
because when guys don't tap to Kimuras, they get that spiral fracture of their upper arm, and it's horrific.
How about the heel hook?
Yeah.
Where you just hear all the CLs blow out.
Someone just blew their knee out the last UFC.
I can't watch it.
Yeah, some girl got heel hooked, and her knee just went, just exploded. Yeah, it's rough, man. It's a rough sport. It's like you see those folks walking around backstage, especially ones who have had like 30 fights. And a lot of them have like little limps and kinks in their steps. Everyone's sore.
It would be fair to say that I'm into some atypical hobbies, but those fuckers can have that stuff.
Yeah.
No desire whatsoever.
It's a rough way to make a living.
Agreed.
And then there's guys like Andrei Arlovsky still out there. He fought last weekend. It's crazy. That guy's